Now, traders at Access Bank expect investors to continue to cherry-pick high-yield and mid-dated bonds. And for the T-bill side, the market sentiment has largely been bullish. Low activity is expected due to a decline in system liquidity. Odinaka Linus-Nwokonkwo, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank, joins me now for more market movements. Odinaka, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. Before we get into the recent market movements we've seen so far, I'd like us to start off with the inflation data we've had so far. Investors are digesting the numbers from the United States. We have that of the UK also in focus, and the National Bureau of Statistics is expected to release any moment from now the inflation data for Nigeria. Where would you say we might likely print? And in terms of the inflation target and strategy, how are investors looking at Nigeria's move so far?
So when you look at the inflation, remember that there's a rebasing that MBS kind of released, that they will do the base year to 2024, and also they kind of change the index weighting, reduce the weighting for the food and also the energy, and increase that of restaurants. So all those computations should likely come effect in these inflation figures, and if that should come in, we'll kindly see just slight reduction. And also, when you look at what has happened with the fuel price, there's a bit of a reduction in prices. So all that will kick in and kind of reduce the inflation figures. Though when you look at the statistically, the rebasing figure may not really have an impact, but surely the index weighting component should have that. In terms of how investors kind of perceive this, it's kind of flat at the moment, though bonds are quite bearish, bills are bullish. Local counterparts are kind of buying up the bill securities, long-end OMO and also long-end NTB. We've seen them trade at least around 60 to 100 bips away from the stop rate. While the bond, we continue to see it bearish. The 31s have kind of inched by at least an average of 15 bips from the last time where we saw it trade around 22%. So today offers are firm around 22.15%.
And let's also talk about liquidity levels, as well as focusing on FX demand pressure at this moment. Yes, we've had the holiday season expire. Schools have resumed. Your take on the demand pressure we have right now and likely trading range we should expect?
I can barely hear you.
Now, I'm talking about liquidity levels and also looking at how we might see things pan out within the FX space, from demand pressure to also the trading pattern we should expect in the coming days for the Naira.
Hello, David. I can barely hear you.
Well, we'll have to leave the conversation here for now, Odinaka. Thanks a lot for the updates there. That was Odinaka Linus-Nwokonkwo, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank.